when this opportunity came available, I was ready. But some things did pop off in Vegas, and what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But anybody know anything about Vegas? It is a turned up fun time. Being a part of Heartbeat Weekend also included being a part of, like, events and day parties and night parties. And so it was just an amazing time to be able to film my comedy special there and then just feel like a rock star afterwards.
The special is a part of a collection of 10 other comedians. How did it feel to be showcased alongside some of these tremendous talents? We had Chico Bean, Devon Walker, and of course the late Ken Flores.
It felt absolutely amazing because these are my peers and people that either they live on a different coast, but I've been able to live on both coasts, so East Coast and West Coast, and just to get to a point where we're all filming together the same week, it just felt really good because it feels like all of our hard work is paying off. So it doesn't feel like, even though stand up is a singular sport, I would say, it felt like you were doing it within community and with your peers. So it felt good for you to cheer people on and to be cheered on as well. And nobody's going to understand the whole process other than a stand-up comedian, especially one experiencing it at the exact same moment in time that you're experiencing it.
Your comedy often dives into family dynamics and relationships. What personal stories or themes can fans expect to see in your LOL live set?
I think they can expect to see relatable stories about dating in today's world and climate, and also just family, and how your family perspective changes a lot from when you're younger and to when you grow up and you become an adult. Like, your whole perspective changes. So I'm able to share the whole thing about life insurance, just the whole family dynamic pressure of being in a generation where our birth rate is only 32%, and the family pressures and how many people can relate to that. And I think it's just going to be really cool for the audience to connect to. And if you don't relate to my story, I bet you know somebody just like me. So you can laugh all in the same. What I would tell anybody is that when you're a creative and multifaceted creator, you have to divide things up into time and treat it like it's a job. So if you got 8 hours a day to dedicate, I may spend 3 hours of nighttime, doing stand-up shows, writing on stage, going over notes during the day, spend another 30 minutes listening back to tapes, watching videos, but also put another 2 hours over here into creating sketches, and then an hour on writing my projects. So it's just like, you got to look at yourself as a business. So if you work at a law firm, you got this case and that case and that case. So it's just like, I'm a stand-up comedian. I got acting, writing, stand-up comedy. So you just divide your time within those cases within an 8 hour. And I think when people stick to a schedule, they become way more successful, because being a creative, you can be all over the place, but if you hone in and just come with a schedule, things are like, it'll be more organized, and stuff, to me, in my opinion, comes to fruition a lot quicker.
So, with your massive social media following, how do you translate your online humor to the live stage, especially for, performances like LOL Live?
I would say I'm actually a comedian who started off as a stand-up comedian. Because a lot of influencers, they transition into stand-up, but I'm a stand-up comedian that actually started doing online content and sketches. I started stand-up October 2010. So all of those skills that I honed in and developed before social media even really became a thing with creating content, which I started really heavy in 2017. So I had 7 years as a stand-up to hustle and bustle, go to comedy shows, drive places, sleep in your car, drive late at night, pull over in a gas station parking lot with your doors locked, and waking up every 2 seconds to make sure ain't nobody checking for your doors. So to start there, I think that the stand-up part becomes easier because I'm not adding it on. I started there, developed that for 7 years, and then transitioned to online content.
How does your special, how does it reflect, in your opinion, your growth as a comedian?
I did a comedy special prior, so this one you're able to see the growth and see the progress and see that, hey, we're gonna keep moving, we're gonna keep progressing, and we're gonna keep building. And to have this special go all the way to Hulu is absolutely amazing. To be handpicked by Heartbeat Productions feels absolutely amazing, because you feel like out here in LA, you don't know if your talents are going unseen, and for somebody to see you, which that's what Heartbeat did, and then take you to a platform that is mega, is absolutely tremendous.
I'm sure, as you know, cancel culture has been a hot topic in comedy for a couple of years. So how does this whole cancel culture movement, how does it impact your writing process and the style that you bring to your stand-up?
I welcome cancel culture, any aspect of my personality. Because if you cancel me over here, then you might listen to somebody else and be like, I like that over there. Then they be like, you cancel that over there. But I think it's just about being you, authentically you. And when you write without the intention to offend, if you write in the intention, like, I just want to tear a group of people down, then that's never good. But I feel like saying things about different groups of people is actually inclusive. So, and we live in a world where people gonna cancel you, but usually the people who cancel you, they only saw a little small clip. They're not true fans. Because fans canceling you, then that's a major like step back, and you need to reflect on like what you did, and see how you can become a better person. But most people in cancel culture nowadays, they people who see a little clip and they never saw the full context of things. So, and they weren't fans, they weren't ticket buyers, they weren't supporters. So they don't even understand your brand of comedy. It's just like if you my cousin and I know you make little certain jokes, if I know you, it's not offensive. But if I don't know you, I could be kind of taken back because it's more so shock factor. So I think cancel culture exists. If you get locked up, if you don't go to jail for messing with kids, I think you're kind of all right. I try not to look at things in the aspect of things are going to be harder because I'm a woman, things are going to be harder because I'm black. Even though all those obstacles exist, I don't hone in and focus on them, because anything worth having in life is you're going to have obstacles. So you just got to constantly just push through those obstacles. Do I hear over here naysayers, women aren't funny, black women are always loud? Yeah, but I'm going to be authentically me in every aspects of my life. And if you're not my audience, you're just not my audience. It's 8 billion people on this earth. It's 1 billion people on social media that will be able to see my comedy, have a chance to see it at some aspect or some form. And the people that relate to me, they follow me. And to this day, I have acquired almost 10 million followers. So whatever I'm doing is good. And I think it's always previous people that have paved the way, from Melanie Camacho to Sherry Shepard to Cheryl Underwood to Adele Givens, Tiffany Haddish. It's so many people that have paved the way. But when I encounter obstacles, I just say, hey, this is a point where I need to see how I can just maybe find a different route, maybe become a stronger writer, stronger performer, and just keep it moving. But I'm never gonna let the cloud of me is like, hey, it's this black cloud, or it's this gender cloud over you. You just gotta keep smiling and fighting, because if you really think about it and you look in all aspects of comedians, being a part of the Comedy Cellar just taught me you're able to listen to a lot of different comedian stories, whether they're straight white males, LGBT, Asian, Hispanic. Everybody has obstacles. So it's all like, just how do we navigate our own obstacles and find our own community and people that just mess with us, and be funny. I think that's the most important part. That beats everything. That wins it all. It's just being funny.
Right on. Now, speaking of that, Daphne, when did you know you had the gift for comedy?
I knew I had the gift of comedy. I still sometimes don't even really know. Every day I'm trying to figure it out. Because I feel like you can have it for a moment, then next week you lose it. I'm trying to stay just right at a stagnant level where you don't get, because you know that when you get too much money, you get unfunny. So I don't know. I just think I want to stay, middle class for the rest of my life so I can have some struggles. No, I'm just joking. But I think I first kind of knew, I would say, just winning festivals. The first one would be ABFF, the American Black Film Festival. I felt really a sense of like, oh wow, comedy is really my thing when I became a new face for Just for Laughs in Montreal. And to shoot this comedy special with Kevin Hart's Heartbeat Productions on Hulu, that's another validation. And we're just gonna keep pushing and keep moving.
Is comedy therapeutic for you at all? You know, when you're feeling kind of down or feeling kind of low, or maybe you're having a creative block, do you ever use your gift, your talents for healing purposes?
Yes, because I think struggle is the best comedy. You know what I mean? When you're just having a bad day, when you're dealing with some bad family dynamic or bad relationship or just life, I think if you can retell that story, you can make it funny because you'll be surprised how many other people it pulls through. Because they could be like, "Wow, I didn't even think of the silver lining in my story that's similar to your story, but now I can laugh about it because if you could laugh, you can keep it moving." I hope audience take away from my LOL live special that they want to see more. So purchase the ticket, come see me live. I tour all across the country. Go to my website, www.imdsprings.com, and tell a friend to tell a friend. That's how people find out about you is the share. Just share me with somebody else. So I hope you take away with the fact that, hey, I want to meet you in person. I want to see you live. I want to feel your energy and laugh in the room.